What's good, YouTube? It's your host, Bonkai Mike, bringing you guys and gals another one of our advice videos. And today, we have our lovely co-host, Dirty. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Dirty. I'm nowhere near as excitable as he is, but I'm here. And hopefully I can share some interesting things via ranting with you.
And so today's video is about whether or not you should vote. So this video was brought about from a young lady who sent me an email asking whether or not she should vote in her area. And the short answer is yes, you should definitely vote. But to expand upon that, Dirty here wants to explain a few other things like whether or not you should vote locally, whether or not you should vote throughout your state, and whether or not you should vote federally. But I'm gonna go ahead and let her speak now. Go ahead.
He says speak. It's more like ranting. I'm going to be honest with all of you.
We're fine with that.
Okay. So everyone is so up in arms about their vote not counting. And I think there's maybe the younger you are, a little bit of confusion there. And or you're just full of it and you think you know everything because you took a world and local history course and it was AP. So I think there's a little bit of confusion there. The younger you are perhaps, or the more full of yourself you are about whether or not, of course, you should vote. As we all know, there's the Electoral College when it comes to federal presidential elections. But outside of that, every individual vote counts. And what we often find is, especially when we get to local elections, county, of course, state elections, we don't have as big as a voter turnout.
Right.
Because people just don't believe it matters, but it does. Your school board members, your local judges, circuit court, all of that is in your hands. You have the power. Imagine it to be a glowing orb. You can put it in the slot. You can unlock the door. You and your team can go in, defeat the monster, get the loot, walk out like the boss bitches you are. Same applies to the American voting system. If you go cast that ballot, it's counted towards the candidate of your choice. Now, for example, in our most recent presidential election, you have the choice between opening the 7 seals and unleashing the apocalypse or Cthulhu. But at the end of the day, the elder gods have ruled over us before. They can come back one more time and we probably will make it through. That's Hillary.
So to reel that back in and try to simplify it a little bit, yes, you can always make a difference with your vote. With our current federal vote or national vote, we don't have too good options right now, or at least we don't feel that they're all that great. But who knows? Maybe they'll turn out and be like a diamond in the rough.
No, that's lies and deceit.
Look, I said maybe. I didn't say definitely.
And you know what? I'm not going to go there because I don't hate Hitler.
You kind of pick the better of the two options, or you can always just add yourself to the ballot. Like, you can always vote for someone else. It's not necessarily just one or two. There's a whole, third-party list of people. They just didn't have as much money to, throw around, but they're still there. There's still an option. You can actually still vote for these people. You can go look it up, and then you can research them like your ex-girlfriend or your ex-boyfriend and kind of just stalk them on the internet.
So, look at it like this. We do have a very strong bipartisan system in the United States, which is to say it's a two-party system, Republicans and Democrats. But there are numerous third-party candidates, and a lot of them are great, viable options. It's just that people don't do the research in order to see what those candidates stand for and what those parties really are about. From the Green Party, Libertarian, there's so many options there, and those are just two of the more vocal third party that you can look at. An afternoon of research isn't going to kill you. Most local newspapers are going to give you a list of all of your presumptive candidates who are running in that particular election. Take an afternoon, the same amount of time that it takes you to stalk your ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend who you secretly think is finer than you. You could spend digging up dirt and seeing what that individual actually stands for. What is that judge's sentencing record? Do they tend to sway more towards harsh sentences for petty crimes? As far as school board, which is near and dear to my heart because education is where it starts, you can find out what type of curriculum is that individual pushing. All these things can be found with minimum research because Google.
Yeah. And you don't have to wait that long before you decide to go vote. Like, as soon as you turn 18 in the United States, you can vote. As soon as you turn 18. Not like after a little while, your vote will start to matter a little bit more as you get older and you buy a house. No, you don't need to own property. You don't even need to, like, have any bills in your name. As long as you're 18 and you're registered to vote, you're a voter. You count just as much as the old lady who owns 5 McDonald's down the street.
It's really simple. We're not in Athens. You don't have to write anything on a pottery shard. You're good. All you have to do is suffer through one trip to the Secretary of State. And after you cross that rite of passage of misery, you're good for most things in life.
And they probably have a Pokestop there. So if you just go ahead and decide to collect, if you're still playing that game, there's plenty of stops that you can hit on your way there.
And like we said, your vote literally counts. They add all of them up.
Not just some of them.
All of them. It's magical. Everyone who goes, they tally that up. It's not a huge conspiracy. If it was, people wouldn't campaign as hard. But to be honest with you, because people are so reluctant to vote, especially in local elections, state elections, normally the incumbent, which is to say the individual already holding that office, doesn't have to campaign particularly hard. It's a lot of name recognition. So if you don't like how things are being run in your community, let them know that you are not afraid to dash and destroy all of their aspirations towards political dominance.
All right. Well, so with all of that, you can go ahead and vote anywhere you would like, as long as it's your
Precinct.
distinct area to vote.
Precinct.
In your precinct. But you can look all that up. Link to the United States like rules to where to vote in the description.
We can just throw that in the link. In the comment box at the bottom, there's like a site you can go to that you enter your zip code and it tells you exactly where you need to vote.
Right there. There's that information that you needed. Right.
You can pull it up on your phone. It's so simple. You really can.
You won't be able to click on it on this video, but it's still in the description. So it's here, and if it's not here, then it's definitely in the description box. But thank you guys for watching. I'm Bankai Mike, and I'll see you guys next time.